Chris Keys from PremierGuitar.com. We're hanging out with Omar Rodriguez-Lopez for Volta. How you doing, Omar?
Hi, good, thanks.
Well, let's check out your gear that you're using tonight at the tour of Soundgarden. Let's check out your amps. What are you using here?
This is my guitar. It's pretty simple. They had me design it, and so it's small because I'm a small person and I have small hands. And it just got one pickup and one knob. I'm not very fancy, and
And obviously left-handed.
Yeah, and I'm left-handed, so that's what Ibanez were great from the beginning, because my whole life I've had to restring guitars, and so they're never really intonated.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have a guitar that stays in tune. And as it is, I bend things out of tune just by nature of my hands. But and the gauge is 5613.
Why do you like playing with the bigger strings like that? Those are pretty thick.
It just happened when I was a kid. I mean, I got them once by accident when I was a kid, and they felt so much better than all the little ones.
Yeah.
All the real thin strings. I mean, not little, but the real thin strings. Yeah. And so this felt more real to me than and like I said, I just have a tendency to really bend things out of tune, and so this helps.
And looks like you have a single Seymour Duncan pickup. What did you go with there?
Yeah, just that pickup. I've been using it, since I can remember. Maybe soon I'll change to something. Change is nice also, but generally I just like keeping things simple, because
And what do you like about that pickup that kind of goes with what you guys are doing currently musically and stuff?
I don't know. I guess I've always liked, like I said, I may change it soon and ask them for a different type of pickup. I always liked it before because it was real. It was real, I don't know, like aggressive and nasally. It took me a long time even to appreciate the guitar as an instrument.
Yeah.
And so I never explored it enough in terms of those type of sounds. It wasn't until 2006 that I accepted that we're friends or something. It's like I just always saw it as an instrument. I'm a bass player, really.
Oh, all right.
And that's how I started. When I started playing music, I started with drums, percussion, and bass. And what I wanted to be was a piano player, like Charlie Palmieri or Larry Harlow or something. But I was able to express my ideas quicker on the guitar, so I always felt like I got stuck with the guitar.
Yeah.
So I was like, the guitar. So that's why I got really into pedals, for example, because I figured I could make it sound like something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what picks are you using? What size are they?
They're I guess only 60. So 0.60. Oh, 0.60, yeah. Just those orange ones. I guess I've always used them since I was a kid, and so it's just what feels good. I don't like, not too thick, not too thin, just right in the middle.
And what to match your orange pick? You got the orange combo. What are we working with here?
Orange amps have always just been my favorite. I've used them, for a really long time, and I just think they're really versatile amps, and again, less is more. Like, I used to use four
stacks.
Yeah, 4 half stacks or two full stacks, and then one day I realized how silly that was, and then I started using this, and it just you have to remind yourself, gear is nice and it's fun to experiment with, but the sound comes from a person, from from your spirit, and from your hands. Tone is in your hands, So then once I remembered that, then it was like, I can make it happen with whatever you put in front of me, But this is what I prefer, just because I liked it. Basically, I just go in there and play with stuff, and and if I like it, and then I asked Henry for his opinion, and he said, yeah, I liked it, and I said, great, let's do that, but I mean, but I like this. I used it once somewhere. I said I wanted to start using combos, and it's one of the first combos they sent, and we used it somewhere, and I just liked it ever since.
Do you, when you set it up with your effects, not that you don't have that many tonight, or that you do not have that many tonight, do you like have it in a clean channel and use your effects that way, or do you have it through the dirty channel and then you kind of use your effects? Or do you have the distortion?
I have it through the dirty channel, but it's it's not dirty all the way. You know what I mean? I like to have to work for it. You know what I mean? And so it breaks up, but it's not all the way.
Yeah, it's not full throttle.
Yeah.
And so just to complete the circle here, what do we have down here in the pedal board? It looks very minimal, as you said, simple's better.
Yeah, the same thing. I used to have a pedal board 4 times the size, and Henry used to have people to help him to take it in and out of things. And then same thing, then I just started realizing that I was just relying on that stuff too much, and that I wanted to see what you could. You know what happened is that I started at some point in my studio. I have all these gear and all these synthesizers and all the newest gear, blah blah blah. And then one day I just remembered how much more creative and how much more fun I had when I just had a 4-track and a couple of pedals.
Yeah.
And you were sort of just forced to create things by your limitations. And so that's how this ended up happening. I told him I just wanted to have the basic things that somebody would use, and then see what can come out of that combination of things.
And you still have a lot of your pedals at home, I imagine.
Yeah, I have a lot. I lost a lot in 2007 and 8. I had a flood in my studio and I lost a bunch. And then just recently, I've been shedding a lot of skin, and so I gave a bunch of pedals away. But I always have my favorites that I'll keep around. Yeah.
And so with the new music that you guys have been working on, where did that kind of go in the scheme of things with your gear? Was it more pulled back in terms of the gear that you used, and musically, where did you kind of take this new record? You guys are always going new directions. Where did that go?
I think in the same spirit of things, I think I just scaled back on everything. I think I scaled back on the compositions, on the execution, it's the first record where I don't do where I don't connect the songs, and I don't, by doing sound design, and just the way that I laid out the record is very simple, and just, it's the first record where there's just spaces in between. It sounds like a record, and so everything's a lot simpler, and I think the compositions are simpler, and the approach is simpler. There's way less tracks. I went from doing 130 tracks on a song to my first idea was to have it be like a 16-track, if we were just doing a 16-track tape machine. But of course that didn't happen. But I got it down there. I got it down to, I can't remember what, but it was pretty simple, and it was mixed pretty simply, and I'm just trying to simplify this mess.
If you had to pick one pedal out of your mess that you have obviously at home, what would be the one pedal that you can only have that one for the rest of your life, or that's the only one you could use on stage? What's that pedal that Omar needs to have to make music?
Oh shit, that's good. That's complicated.
Or even a genre of pedal, whether it's a reverb or a delay.
Okay, yeah,
make it simpler on you.
Yeah, I would say delay pedals. I just like delay pedals. That's the funnest for me. I just like what you can do with the time of, I used to love to write a lot just by having the delay pedal on, because it always sounded like I was playing more than I could play. You know what I mean? And
kind of like the Edge with the more notes.
Yeah, it would make more notes, and then that eventually made me just start thinking like a delay pedal, and so that's also what made me get better at guitar. Was eventually then I wanted to be able to play how it sounded with the pedal on, but play with it off. So be able to play those extra notes, and that's how I got into, just taking the my ideas about the guitar further. Not that they go very far, but just meaning I'm not a musician. You know what I mean? I'm just a person who likes stuff. I never took a class. I never have done it. You know what I mean? I will pick something up and then use whatever I can to my advantage to make up for the fact that I know nothing.
Yeah. And so, what do you look for in a good delay pedal? Whether it's the inconsistencies of the tape or a digital, what do you look for that like, okay, that's a good delay pedal? What does Omar look for when you're doing that kind of stuff?
I guess
researching pedals.
Yeah, I guess like you said, first the tone, because some of them are so thin sometimes.
Okay.
So first the tone, and definitely the ones, obviously line 6, are known for that, for modeling, the sound. So there's warble in there, and there's an inconsistency that you're talking about. Boss also makes a great one that's it's that double pedal. I forget the name of it, but it looks like the old Space Echo. It has that sort of color scheme going on, and then besides that, just any delay pedal that does something unique. I got for a while. I got into these really cheap plastic ones from I think the 80s or whatever, the Arions or something like that. Arions. I don't know how to pronounce it, but they had these hold functions, and they would keep the note going even as you would even as you would switch in between parameters, you know, or in between the settings, they would still keep it going. So it would like literally change the, you know, from quarter notes to 16th notes. Instead of it like on the DD5, it goes away, for example. You know what I mean? But so anything that does something that I haven't heard before, or that's just striking, you know, and then obviously the tone thing, like what is it, Dunlop? Is it Dunlop, the carbon copy? Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Dunlop carbon copy is a great, really dark, full one. You know what I mean?
Well, and what do you use with the M9? What do you kind of, when you stomp on that, what are you trying to get out of there? What kind of parameters and effects are in there for you?
I have dialed in my my vibrato sounds that I like, chorus sounds that I like. There's one like the distortion. There's a distortion in there that I like, and then the tape echoes with a warbling sound, and then the reverse tape echo, and then sometimes just sometimes changing the sound in there. But the vibrato is really, you know, because since I had to scale it down, I would compare it with stuff that I really love, you know, like the old Boss vibrato. I can't remember the name of it, but it's the older one, the old blue one. And so I would just get it and work on it there for a while and dial it in to make it sound like that. Yeah. And like I said, Line 6 is known for that. They're great for, their modeling and everything. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Omar, for taking the time to show us your much scaled down and less headaches for Henry.
Right.
Just your rig there.
Exactly.
So thank you very much for your time.
Thanks. Thank you.
Alrighty. Hey everyone, this is Chris Keys from PremierGuitar.com. Thanks for watching.